Alright, so I'm going to show you what happens when you have your carburetor float set too low. What happens is that it doesn't let the carburetor fill up with enough fuel, so you end up exhausting the fuel before faster than it can fill it up. So watch right here as it bogs out. See that right there? I was going full throttle and it just couldn't keep up. Okay, so this is an extremely annoying problem to have, because you'll be riding along and whatnot, having a grand time. And in my situation, what I had to do when I was going to attempt a big long pull was to just stop and let the carburetor fill back up, shut the bike off, and in some instances I would even just, as I was going down a long hill, just shut off the engine while I rode down this, like for example this hill, just so that I could wait for the carburetor to fill back up. I mean, you can tell by my riding style that I don't have it wide open all the time. I'm more like just single tracks and obstacles and things. And the person that I bought it from ran it, the fuel oil mixture at 32:1. So that's what I kept on doing, 32:1, and I was fouling plugs because I wasn't up in the high RPM range. So I thought that was the reason. So I started decreasing the amount of oil. So I went to 35:1, I went to 40:1, even to 50:1, and it was still fouling plugs. And so 50:1 was really the limit for me. I didn't want to put any less oil than that. So one other thing that I noticed was that the bike was leaking gas. And so looking online, I found that a float bowl that's set too high is not going to shut off, and it's going to, even if your carburetor is fresh and it's all all the seals are closing properly, it's still going to leak gas because it's always going to be dumping it out the overflow. So I thought that's what was happening with my bike. So I lowered the float bowl so that it would stop flooding the carburetor before it reached the overflow tube. Well, I did it too much, and so really what the carburetor needed was to be rebuilt, not to be to have the float adjusted. Okay, so here's a hill that I've tried to get up without letting the carburetor fill up, and right when I got to this little ridge, I knew just from the sound of it that I wasn't going to have the fuel to make it up. So I had to just stop and wait for the bike to start dumping gas, and try it again, because once it dumped gas, I knew that I was going to have enough gas. So here we go, let's try it again. And this and many other examples just showed me that my theory was correct, that the bike pretty much is just running out of gas before I'm done with a long pull, and it's not replacing it faster than I'm using it. So like I said, the carburetor obviously isn't sealing up, and so I'm going to go ahead and rebuild the carburetor and see if it fixes the problem.